more can I say?
Top Billin. All right, Top Billin, back at it again, talking about the Oklahoma Sooners, my man, Coach Venables. Coach Venables, super excited for this guy to be going out, having his own team, and it'd be Oklahoma of all teams. That man is doing the damn thing there. I expect big things from him and the Oklahoma Sooners. And come on, you go out and you hire Jeff Lebby. You poach Jeff Lebby back to Oklahoma after he's had some time under Lane Kiffin, being able to kind of evolve his scheme. So I wanted to go back and just look at the particulars of his scheme and kind of see how it has evolved under Lane Kiffin, and even going back and looking at some of the stuff that they were doing prior to that, because we know that man came up under Art Browse in that Baylor system, and it still looks a lot like Baylor today, especially if you go back to UCF when they had that magical 2019 season when they had that freshman quarterback, Dillin Gabriel. So obviously in doing some stuff prior to this, man, you get people like this. OU loses all their 5-star recruits, hires a guy with 0 head coaching experience, and somehow they're better. Laugh my ass off. The delusion runs deep at OU. Now listen, first of all, these type of dudes will let another man put baby oil on their traps. I don't know why they want to come on the damn internet and talk shit like they've ever played the game of football. This dude has 2 left knees probably. He was born with 2 left knees. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He just wants to have some attention, some male attention. He needs to fire up that Grindr app and get his attention the correct way like he usually does, because that ain't how we get down here at Top Billin, man. So it's not about being better. They did not fire Lincoln Riley, right? He left on his own accord. So it's about making the best of a situation. And that's exactly what they did to me when you go and get Coach Venables. And please tell me, what type of prior head coaching experience did Lincoln Riley have before OU? I'll hang up and wait. Please tell me if he had even the amount of coaching experience at a high level like Coach Venables before OU. He was at Texas Tech all those years in certain roles, a wide receiver and stuff like that. But your man, Coach Venables, like 20 years deep as a coordinator. So think about that. So people just want to talk, man. It's not about all that. This is what it's about, man. Hiring these great coaches here like a Jeff Lebby. And we can see here the kind of stuff that he's into right here. So I'm only going to concentrate on the passing game right now because that's Jeff Lebby's specialty. And we can go back and look at a different variation of it there just to see what he's been doing over the years here. But I want you to pay attention to the basis of his scheme. This is the 2019 UCF team right here. This is what I wonder if he would try to mimic the most, even going past what he did at Ole Miss. Because if you think about it, working under a Josh Heupel, working under an Art Browse, along with Kendall Browse and those guys, working with the Lane Kiffin, it's chances he could come and do something totally different when he gets his own shot under a defensive-minded head coach. I always love when guys coordinate under somebody from the other side of the ball, because then it just becomes their baby. So how much of that Ole Miss stuff is his? How much was that UCF stuff his with Josh Heupel and like that? And we know the Baylor stuff was tried and true before he even got there. So, but if we see right here, this man loves plus splits. So you get your plus splits out here. Of course, they want to go with severe spacing. So they really want to try to catch you in man coverage or try to have the spacing so much that they're able to press it vertically and your safety can't react to it, especially if you're trying to close off the middle of the field, which we see Stanford doing here. But this is just a make it from scratch game. So just a swing pass here and you get the blocking out here. They want to try to out leverage you, at least get it to where it's 3-on-3, 2-on-2, and have their back or their wide receiver or whomever get you out in space like that, and then show you that you can't do anything about it, right, if you got the right guy. And we know Oklahoma will have those guys. You can see here, there. Just in the make it from scratch game, you can see the type of spacing that they're working with. So pay attention. Don't pay attention to the results of this. This is a scheme-specific orientation almost of just showing you the basis of some of the stuff that I think he'll be doing. So whether it be the 10 personnel, whether it be empty formations there or 11 personnel, we can see right here, a lot of this stuff right here really does remind me of the Baylor stuff. As a matter of fact, you check this out right here. You can see back at Baylor, they were working with plus splits as well, severe space in there. Baylor like to work with a tight end, so you would get a little bit more 11 personnel there. Sometimes maybe they would even go 12 personnel at Baylor there. But for the most part, man, you see a lot of the formations where they are splitting past the numbers and really creating that spacing there. Think about it logically. I know if I'm a defender, as an exterior corner defending these guys with these plus splits, I know the majority of their routes are either going to be in breaking routes or maybe straight up the field because they're so close to the sideline. So if you see this guy right here, you see him with this plus split here into the boundary, he's extremely close to the sideline, probably not going to be running an out. Obviously, he could still run hitches and everything like that. You're going to see right here, this is pretty much going to be a dig right here. So this is going to take a little bit to develop there to push the ball down the field. But you will notice a lot of switch releases with Art Brow's offense, or we'll just call it the Jeff Lebby offense, of course, developed there, because you'll see here some of the variations there with him being able to work with other people there. But you'll get in breaking route here on the outside, and you get a kind of a fade curl, a stop curl right here as well there. So this time they do have a sniffer in the game. So it's 11 personnel, a little bit more max protect going on there. And you can see right here just hitting that in breaking route to the top of the screen. Have to hold it a little bit. So bang, look at that. Nasty. Pitch perfect right there. All that space, air, and opportunity. Pressing it vertically. You can see the receiver here. Think about my man Mims pressing that vertically, getting the cornerback to be able to throw. Now, I want to concentrate on the passing game because I really want to see that man Caleb Williams stay at Oklahoma. Or if he leaves, he can come back home here to the DMV and play for my Virginia Tech Hokies if he wants to. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What? Cricket? Okay. But you can see right there, this type of stuff right there, I think Caleb Williams is made for that. You need a guy with some arm strength if you're going to be doing all these type of spacing concepts or concepts that involve a ton of space there. And you'll see there that they push the ball down the field, and Oklahoma has the athletes for that. Regardless of losing a Jaden Hazelwood or Theo Weiss, they have plenty of guys. Let's be real about it. Same thing right here. We talk about with a switch release. If you want a team to go fast, if you're Jeff Lebby, he uses that variable timing system. So they'll put the heat tempo on, they'll slow it down, they'll do a whole bunch of different things just to kind of give you a little bit of mental gymnastics. Same exact play right here, right? And the in-breaking route here at the top of the screen. You got the in-breaking route on the outside right here, and this time running more of an actual fade or getting vertical up the field here is the inside receiver. So you still got that H-back in the game, still working with the 11 personnel, but they able to go fast because not a lot of movement, not a lot of pre-snap movement there. You can see the fade from the inside receiver, bang, hits it back shoulder, too easy. These guys were just torching. It didn't matter who you were. You're from major college football, from a Power 5 conference or anything, UCF was in that ass. Pause. See right there, good protection, half man, half moon theory in full effect here. But the switch release, usually there, you would probably want to run a banjo technique here to where if you're the inside receiver, you'll go ahead and carry that outside. I'm sorry, if you're the inside corner, you go ahead and carry that outside receiver, and you leave this outside receiver here to get whatever crosses his face. But that's exactly what they want to do, kind of muddy the waters for you there. So then your cornerback has to try to keep up while being able to switch spaces, and too easy. I look for a similar concept with his time at Ole Miss here, and against Alabama, you'll get more of a quick slant here instead of a dig, but you still have a couple of in-breaking routes on the backside here. They're using that sniffer. One of the things that I noticed, obviously, is going to be in vogue at Ole Miss since Lane Kiffin is from a West Coast offensive background, is a lot of pre-snap motion. So that's something that's probably updated in his files working with Lane Kiffin, and, of course, a lot of play action. The West Coast always based off play action fakes here. So if you saw in the original one, it was just a straight pull. This one right here, you'll see play action there, which always leaves room, of course, for pass tags on the back of run calls as well. Play that again. Nothing special about that, but you can just see the basis of the formation. Bang. Probably was a run play if you can see how they're – let me see the blocking here. They're firing off the ball here. Probably more – I don't know. It's hard to tell with some of these pass tags on the back of a run call, especially if they play it safe with the offensive line and do more of a slide protect type. But Matt Corral able to get it in there. Matt Corral, Caleb Williams, not too dissimilar as well. This time we see a two deep zone, but you have to respect a Jeff Lebby's offense because he will lean on the run if he has to, especially now if you watch what they're doing at Ole Miss. They run the ball a lot, and they run it very well. So you have to be wary of that. So if you're running this two deep shell here, you got a guy getting vert on the outside, but you also have to respect this run game because you don't want to be the guy to immediately shoot out here for help and then you leave because of the space and just one guy on the inside, or it looks like they could possibly have a nickel fire here. And they got, obviously they got the blocking numbers as well. So damned if you do, damned if you don't. He wants to put you in a defensive conundrum. And we see here, this time front-facing play action fake does hold the safety. And bang, way downtown, bang. Nasty. Got it right here, buffing that run. Got everybody shooting up here. So you're going to have that 2-on-2 aspect here. But look at the safety. Mental gymnastics. What I tell you, mental gymnastics. What are you going to do? You definitely need the help right there just in case, especially with those guys ripping off those big runs. But you stand flat-footed here, and you have a chance to get ran by. We know Caleb Williams can put it up with the best of them downfield, and a guy like Mims can go and get it with the best of them amongst other people too. So I would not totally sleep on that. And you know these guys are going to get – it's Oklahoma, man. Shut up. I don't want me talking about this shit. Gonna have a stuggo here, and this is really an eye manipulation game here. So once again, mental gymnastics. You're gonna have someone closing off the middle of the field. However, they're being held by Dillon Gabriel shooting his eye discipline or taking that guy's eye discipline towards the right of the field. Just by casually looking this off, it's looking like he really wants to go in this direction here. But the entire time he wanted to get this backside ISO here, and he put it exactly where it needed to be. Ref having to run out of there because they were running with that variable timing system. And bang! Once again, pressing the ball vertically down the field there. You can see as soon as the ref put it down there, they're snapping. But you see his eye manipulation coming here. Definitely got to get Caleb Williams to make sure that he's doing his due diligence by holding the safety there. Safety right in the middle of the field. So you see him eventually, you see him turn his body towards this way because the quarterback was looking that way. Then he has to quickly shoot it back, turn and flip his hips there. And my man right here, come on. He got his soul muscle relaxed on this, right? So he's already 6 feet of separation right there, Dr. Fauci style. And look at that. Separation anxiety ensues, touchdown. When you have one of those focus type receivers like they had in Elijah Moore here, and you get this guy in these shift motions or right here in orbit motion, widening the field, the defense has to respect that because if you get him the ball out in the space, it could be 6 points from anywhere. Have a clear out route out here and probably just some type of dummy route up here. But this is going to be a pass tag on the back of a run call. They're going to shoot this seam route here to the tight end off of this RPO. And it's all she wrote. The defense having to work with a lot of different shit. Orbit motion, put the ball in the belly of the beast, look it off. You saw the look off? Bang. Look at that. Muscle relaxing someone else's soul there. Tight end with a long gainer here. But this is made, once again, by eye manipulation. Front-facing play action fake. He's looking over there. Originally looked like Elijah Moore here. And you have to definitely respect that because they have the leverage out here if he were to shoot this to Elijah Moore. But nope. Everybody vacates that. Everybody's dropping their principles here, and it just leaves this seam route, delayed seam there. Nasty. That's one of the better calls I think I've seen. They did this a couple of times and got huge gainers out of it. This one right here got Moore looking like it could be some type of jet action going on. He orbits out, and they hit the ball to him out in space. This is that Lane Kiffin element of a West Coast system to it. You can see the splits aren't as wide either. Look at that. Just give them the ball out in space. That's how you get your playmakers involved, man. Get them 5 or 6 bake it from scratch type touches, as well as getting the ball down the field. But I really like this concept here. Steve Sarkisian and guys like that from the West Coast system really love these pre-snap movements and getting the ball out in space, like we saw with him and Devontae Smith at Alabama, where they did a lot of this type of stuff.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.